Hey guys, how are you all? Hope so you all are doing well. Okay, so let's start the story without any further conversation. This is a new story I start. The birds were chirping, presenting a charming scene. The sun is shining, it's the winter. Everything is so perfect, and the room is silent. One man is talking on the phone, but in low voice. You don't want to disturb his cute sleep. Hmm. I'm coming, I tell you, when you have to come or not. He cut the call and picked up his car keys and the last time look at him. Yoongi, I'm going. Take care of yourself, he said, and then someone knocked on the door. Yoongi, come in. His mom come and see him. Mrs. Min, you are ready to go? On his forehead. Mrs. Min, do breakfast, son. Yoongi, I do in office. Mrs. Min didn't said anything and he go from there. Mrs. Min signed to see his son and look at Jimin who was sleeping. Mrs. Min, my son forget everything about him. Uh, It's night time. Yoongi come home and he sit on the couch. Mrs. Min come and sit on the chair. Mrs. Min, how's your day? Yoongi, fine. Mrs. Min, Yoongi, we need to talk. Yoongi, not now, mom. Mrs. Min, we talk now. Yoongi, I'm tired. Mrs. Min, you have to listen me. Yoongi, said Mrs. Min. Yoongi, it's been 7 months. I don't see you smile. What happened? It's not your son, but it's not mean you stop. I can't see you like this, son. You have to understand. You have your own life to live. Yoongi, what you want, mom? Mrs. Min, I want you get, but have to, I am your mom. I can't see you like this, Yoongi, mom. Everything become alright. Just some more times. Mrs. Min, you are saying this from almost 6 months, Yoongi. We were also what happened, but Yoongi, mom, his parents, please. Yoongi, Mrs. Min, you also do, Yoongi, a long time ago, mom, and see his age. He's he's just a 17, Mrs. Min. That's why I am saying you get Yoongi. You wait for him for years, huh? Yoongi, stand up. Yoongi, I wait for my whole and don't even think to find someone for me. He said and go from there. Mrs. Min, like I listen you. I'm your mom. But Yoongi already go. She also become Yoongi come in. Yoongi come in the room. He's feeling so like seriously why his mom is not listening him, and then he see Jimin. A small smile appear on his face. He went toward him and sit on the edge of the bed. Shungi, how are you? Hope so you were feeling better now. I'm so tired to dwell. I am daily, but today I do a lot of work, meetings, and all of that. I visit the inside also. That's why I will be back after fresh up. He on he on his forehead and go for fresh up after Yoongi come. He talked with Jimin for a long time. Next day, Yoongi come home early today. He sees some guest is present. There he about to go in his room. Mrs. Min, Yoongi stopped to listen. His mom, Mrs. Min, come sit with us, son. Yoongi raised an eyebrow, like seriously. Yoongi looked at the guest and then he see a boy sit there. It's like Mrs. Min sits on. Yoongi sits on the couch, all silent. Mrs. Min, Yoongi, she is your dad friend and he is her son, Sunyan. Yoongi saw Mrs. Min show Sunyan your house. Son, she asked, can Yoongi stand up? Yoongi, why you are here? He asked, and Mrs. Min say, Mrs. Min, Yoongi, I someone and I am happy with him. You can go from here. You are my dad friend. That's why I am talking with you. Mrs. Wang, if he is not ready, why you call us here? Mrs. Min, listen me, Yoongi son, at least listen. Yoongi, you can go, he said, and the lady and the boy go from there. Mrs. Min, what is this, Yoongi? Yoongi say, Mom, what is this? It's enough for him. Mrs. Min, I already told you, Yoongi, I do your Yoongi, and I tell you, I don't. Please, Mom, please, for if you keep everything like this, I take Jimin and go from here. Mrs. Min shocked to hear what he said, and Yoongi go from there like, oh, seriously, what he do? Yoongi is coming. Yoongi is coming upstairs. He about to go in the room. His job on his place as he see Jimin stand there. He is looking so and to walk. His eyes is Yoongi is so and Jimin after 6 he wake up Jimin up his lashes and he see Yoongi Jimin here. His voice is like a whisper to Jimin about to take step but he can't. Yoongi run toward him and Jimin Jimin once again call him and she make him sit on the chair. Yoongi kneel down in front of him. Jimin, you wake up, Jimin. He could speak, his head start, and she become. Hmm. Yoongi take him. Yoongi take him in the room and hurriedly call the. Within 10 minutes, come he checked Jimin, and Mrs. Min is also shocked to see all this. Like suddenly, what happened? He's fine. Just need some rest. He's sleeping right now. Up. Uh, he wake up and make sure to take care of him properly and eat properly. So he may become so demanding. He don't take off anything as it's not good. Jungi nodded and he go. Jungi sit on the chair. He is so happy. Mrs. Min go from there. Without saying anything, Yoongi held his hand and fell from his eyes. Yoongi, you wake up, you do this, you win. You do this for your Yoongi. Kept your promise to stay with me for forever, he said, and looked at Jimin, who was sleeping peacefully. Who was sleeping peacefully? Yoongi, I will make sure to fill your life with happiness now. Only Yoongi know how much he is happy. He don't leave him peacefully. Yoongi, I will make sure. Only Yoongi know how much he is happy. He don't leave him for a second. And it's 8 p.m. when Jimin opened his eyes slowly. Yoongi see him wake up. Jimin see the ceiling and then he look at Yoongi. Jimin Hyung. He call him. His voice is low. Yoongi is here. Jimin Hyung, mom and dad. He asks, and Yoongi stays silent for some time. Hyung is here with you. He on his forehead. Jimin tried to. It's not good. Tried Jimin. How can I stay now without them? Yoongi. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Yoongi is here. Jimin don't me. He said, and Jimin is, and for some time he stays silent, like his loss is not a small thing. It stays silent. Yoongi wipes Yoongi. You must be hungry. Jimin looking down and nodded. Yoongi, feel free here. Jimin just nodded. Yoongi, what you want to eat? Jimin, whatever you want. Yoongi didn't ask further and he nodded as he know. Jimin still take time to adjust here. Yoongi, okay then. I will take her. Sit here. Sit here. I will be back with your food. Jimin held his hand with soup, kimchi, fried fries, orange juice, simple water. Jimin say all this. Jimin, I can't eat that much. Yoongi, eat whatever you want. Jimin say the soup. He look at Yoongi, but he stays silent. Is Jimin about to take the spoon? He just nodded and Yoongi started. Jimin is really so hungry. He almost ate everything. Yoongi, you want to eat more? Jimin sign as no. Yoongi, okay. You have to take your Jimin sign as no. Jimin, no, I will not. Jimin, it's taste. Yoongi, it's okay. After that, you eat ice cream or chocolate, whatever you want. Jimin stays silent and Yoongi give him. And Jimin see him. Yoongi, don't leave him for a second. Yoongi, you okay? You want something? Jimin sign as no. Jimin, I sleep now. Yoongi, sleep peacefully. I am here, he said, and Jimin lay on the bed and closed his eyes, and soon he really fell in sleep. He's still feeling, but Yoongi make sure to take care of him now. It's midnight when Jimin opened his eyes slowly and see Yoongi sit in front of him on the chair and watching him. Yoongi, you want something? You wake up, you feel anyhow, or you want something, or you want to eat something. Jimin, you don't sleep. Yoongi, no, I don't. As if you want something. Jimin, I don't want anything. You also sleep now. Yoongi, I am fine. Jimin, you sleep. Jimin, no. Yoongi, see the time now. Yoongi, alright, fine. First tell me you are okay. You want something or not? Jimin sign as no. Jimin, no, I don't want. Yoongi nodded and he go lay on the couch. Jimin in mind, he sleep here on the couch. He think and then see Yoongi is looking at him. He know Yoongi don't sleep till he don't, so he silently closed his eyes and soon fell in sleep. Next day, Jimin wake up. He sit on the bed and Yoongi come out after fresh up. Yoongi, good morning. You sleep well? Jimin nodded. Jimin, you wake up early. Yoongi, yeah, you must be hungry. Fresh up and then we go downstairs. Or you want to do breakfast here? Jimin, I go downstairs. Yoongi, okay. Jimin about to go for, but he sit on the bed. Yoongi become to see him. Yoongi, what happens? Jimin sign as no. Jimin, I am fine. Yoongi, if you want, I can. Jimin look at him and his sign as no. Jimin, I will manage. Yoongi, okay, I am here. Call me if you want something. Jimin nodded and Yoongi is for him, but he trusts him. And after some time, Jimin come out. He is looking so cute in pink colored dress. Yoongi, you are looking so cute, he said and passed him a smile. Jimin, thank you, Yoongi, let's go downstairs. Jimin nodded and his eyes widened when Jimin Yoongi, you are too much, he said, and Jimin stays silent for some time. It's evening. It's evening time. Jimin sit in the garden. It's been a week. He's all fine. Yoongi go office after 1 week as Jimin said him. Jimin don't know what he do. He sent Yoongi as Yoongi is not ready to go. Mrs. Min come and sit. Jimin auntie, you, Mrs. Min, yeah, I thought to talk with you. Jimin, yes, auntie, said Mrs. Min. Yoongi is so behind you. He spent 7 months like this. Jimin didn't said anything, Mrs. Min. But I want a partner for my son, not a kid. She said. Then Jimin looked at her. Mrs. Min, he is literally. You see, we are also of what happened in past, but past is past. Jimin, I want my son happy, not you. Jimin, no, auntie, now I take care of him. I know he take care of me a lot. Now it's my turn. Mrs. Min, good for me. And don't tell him anything, she said. Dan go. Jimin see her going the off. You also Jimin is in his thoughts when someone plays hand on his shoulder. He turn and see Yoongi. Jimin, you come. He pass him. He pass him a small smile. Yoongi sit in front of him. Yoongi, yeah, I thought you were in the room. You sit here. You okay? Jimin nodded. Jimin, I am all fine, Young. I am all fine, Young. Just thought to take some fresh air. Yoongi, you sure? Jimin nodded. Jimin, yeah, I bring water for you. Yoongi, no, sit here. You no need to. I take by myself if I want. Young, Jimin, but Young, Yoongi, Jimin, you don't do all this. You still need rest. I was thinking if we go out today. Jimin, out? Can we go to meet Taeyang and Jungkook? Yoongi, sure, we go to meet your best friend. He said, and Jimin becomes so happy. And giggled. Jimin, "Yeah, I know, Yoongi, huh? Let's go upstairs." Jimin nodded. And then they both go upstairs. Okay. And at Taeyang and Jungkook house. Taeyang, oh, my best friend is here. Jimin, Taeyang. Finally, after a long time, both to each other, both to each other. Yoongi shocked to see Jimin and both each other. Jimin, how are you? Taeyang, all fine. And you? I miss you so much. Jimin, oh, me too, huh? Jungkook, hey Jimin. Jimin, hey Cookie. Young, hope so. You okay? He don't you much. Jungkook, nah, he don't. Taeyang, you both sit here and you come with me. We talk in kitchen. I make coffee for you both and don't call us, okay? He said take Jimin and go in the kitchen. Hmm. Jimin sit on Jimin sit on the shelf. Jimin, so how's everything going? Taeyang, all fine. You tell me. Jimin, everything is okay. Yoongi take care of me a lot. Taeyang, there is something which is me. Taeyang, what? And Jimin explained what Mrs. Min said. Taeyang, that's so Jimin. I know what I am saying is not, but still, Jimin, what I do, Taeyang? Young, don't even let me place my on the ground. Jimin, Taeyang smile. Taeyang, his mom need to understand this. Jimin, how can I do that? Jiang, you don't think this, Hyung, don't anyone expect you. He is just waiting for you. Jimin, I know, hope so everything going like this. As Jiang, I can't to Hyung now. Jiang, I know, Jimin, and we both know his mom well. Jimin, I just hope she understands. She understand me. Jiang, she will with the passage of time as well. She see how much young you and Jimin nodded, and Jiang smiled. Jiang, now don't be. We meet after a long time, and they start to talk. After 1 hour, Jungkook, we are waiting for coffee. He from the living room, and both giggle as they don't make the coffee. Taeyang make the coffee, and they go in the living room, sit on the couch. Jungkook, wow, the coffee almost take 1 hour, huh? Taeyang, so what, huh? This is a special Yoongi, and what's so special in this? Jimin, you no need to know this. Jungkook, Jungkook, why tell us? We are waiting for 1 hour. Jimin, so what, huh? You both need to understand we meet after a long time. We talk or make coffee for you both. Jimin said while being tongue point. Yoongi, but you sit by yourself, you make coffee for us. Jimin, so what? No, I do. Yoongi, no way, it's our Taeyang Yoongi's intelligent. Both best friend giggle and the other sign to see them. At home, Jimin sit on the bed and she see Yoongi is doing work on his laptop. He thinks something and smile. Jimin take the laptop from him and hide behind him. Yoongi, what is this? You want something? Jimin silence. No, Jimin, no. I do. Let me see what you are doing. Yoongi, I am checking some. Jimin, I also check for you, he said and sit beside him on the couch. Jimin read the and he don't understand anything. Yoongi is admiring him. Jimin, huh? I think it's Arabic language. Yoongi chuckle. Yoongi, it's English. See, Jimin make up out. Jimin, I know. I'm just kidding. I think it's don't have any, so I approve this. Yoongi, no, don't do this. But Jimin already do. Jimin, sorry. Yoongi, it's okay. Jimin, okay. He said then start to see the second one. Yoongi is smiling to see him. 10 minutes pass. Yoongi see Jimin is feeling sleepy. Jimin Hyung, let's sleep. Do this tomorrow. Yoongi, you sleep. You sleep, I sleep after doing this. Jimin, no, let's sleep. He said then. Stand up. Jimin hold his hand. Yoongi, I sleep here. Jimin, why you sleep on the couch? Yoongi, I don't want you to be. Jimin, I am not with you, Hyung. He said softly and Yoongi stand up. Yoongi, really? Jimin nodded and on his forehead and cheeks. He then giggled. Yoongi shocked by this, but he smiled. Yoongi, can you do that for me again? Jimin on his forehead, cheeks, and then lastly, Yoongi is so shocked to see him, and Jimin hid his face in his small hands. Yoongi chuckled to see him. Jimin, let's sleep, Yoongi whispered, and Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, I'm so happy. Jimin looked at him. Jimin, why? He asked, being confused. Yoongi, you are with me, Jimin. I am from a long time. Yoongi caressing his hairs. Yoongi, sleep well, Jimin. And Jimin nodded, and his son fell and sleep. But Yoongi sleep. Now how can he sleep when he's and sleeping peacefully? Yoongi don't sleep. He just see Jimin and making himself sad to the thanks, giving him Jimin as you know how much he is lucky. Next, hmm. 1 month passed. 1 month passed. Everything is so well. Jimin is running in the hall mansion. Yoongi, listen me. Jimin sign as no Jimin na. I will not Yoongi, but don't run much. Jimin, auntie. See Yoongi hide behind Mrs. Min. Mrs. Min, what you both are doing? Yoongi, Jimin, come here. Jimin, I don't. Ugh. He giggle and Mrs. Min see his son is smiling and laughing. Mrs. Min, as a mother, I want my son happiness, and he is happy. I think I am. He is happy with Jimin, and Jimin only him that much happiness. Yoongi hold his hand, and Mrs. Min go from there. She is so happy for them. Jimin look up. He Jimin look up. He see Yoongi, and then he looking down. Um. Okay. ज़्यादा लंबी होगी. Young Jimin look at Jimin looked at him, he smiled, and again looking down, Yoongi chuckled to him. Yoongi, you don't know how to. Jimin sighed as, no, Yoongi, it's okay, I'm here. He said, and Jimin see him, and then they both giggled to see each other. And here I don't do the voiceover on this text. I skipped so many lines you were read by yourself. It's finished or not? Okay, so only some voiceover of some minutes voiceover are left finally. Hmm, I speak too much. And what you want, what you want in life. You have your when you have your favorite and everything is so perfect. But everything is really so perfect. Jimin is in the kitchen. He is literally Mrs. Min. Okay, so Mrs. Min accept him. It's not to say she Jimin more than Yoongi. Sometimes Yoongi becomes shocked, but he is happy at the same time. Everything is so good. Jimin, no mom. Mrs. Min said him to call her mom. Mrs. Min, Jimin's son. He will like Jimin, no auntie, don't. Mrs. Min, and who said Jimin? Young is so. I know he must. He don't eat sweets. He said, and Mrs. Min chuckled. Mrs. Min, you have a point, son, but he is a big fan of Mrs. Min. Yes, my son. Yes, my son, let's make his favorite cake, Jimin. Okay, he started jumping in happiness. Jimin and Mrs. Min make cake for Yoongi and they done. Yoongi, come home, Yoongi, Jiminy. What you are doing, Jimin? Of course, Young, we do cooking in kitchen, so I am doing cooking, Yoongi, and who allow you to do cooking? Mrs. Min, don't be. I was with him all the time. Yoongi, still, mom. Mrs. Min, it's okay. He want to. Yoongi, let's go upstairs. Jimin, you go. I come. Yoongi raised an eyebrow. Jimin, go na. Yoongi, alright. Jimin, mom. Young gift. Where's the gift you placed? Mrs. Min, eyes widen. Mrs. Min, in your room. Yoongi, oh no. He also ran upstairs and Mrs. Min chuckled to see him. Jimin see Yoongi. Jimin see Yoongi is in the stairs. Is in the stairs. Jimin Hyung. Yoongi stop. Yoongi yes. Jimin. Where are you going? Yoongi I am in room. In room why? Jimin why you are doing what? Why you are going in room? Yoongi for why we go in room for taking rest, right? Jimin my dialogues on me. Wow. Yoongi so what, huh? Let me go. Jimin, no, no, Hyung, you don't. I want to talk with you. Yoongi, we will later. Jimin, no, Hyung, we talk. We talk now, Yoongi. I'm tired. Try to understand. I will talk with you later. Jimin don't know what to do. He is so confused. Huh? Okay. So of course this happens improperly. He is trying to be best. Jimin, Young, and Yoongi, what was that? Jimin, nothing. He about to go, but Yoongi stopped him. Jimin looked at him and smiled lightly, and he ran upstairs. Yoongi chuckled to see him. Yoongi, I'm coming. Jimin, I don't care if you come or not. He said, and Yoongi chuckled, and he also go upstairs. He don't know what's in Jimin's small brain, but still. Huh, okay, so I don't do the voiceover on this one also. You all read by yourself. Hmm, okay. Jimin hide the Jimin hide the gift. This is the third last scene. Okay. Jimin hide the gift. He is so happy. Yoongi come. Yoongi, what you are doing, huh? Jimin, nothing, just saying the room. Yoongi, oh really? Why I am feeling like you are hiding something? Jimina, what I hide from you? Nothing, Hyung. Yoongi, tell me, Jimin, it's nothing. Fresh up and then come downstairs. I am in the dining room, he said, about to go, but Yoongi held his hand. Jimin, thank you, he giggled and ran. Yoongi, really, huh? Jimin turned and see him. This is the second last scene in dining room. In dining room, Yoongi see the lights off. He come, and then the lights on. He's and Yoongi see the and everything. Jimin shocked. Yoongi, huh? All this, Jimin. Congratulations, Young, for your success. Yoongi, how you know? Jimin, see, I just know. Mrs. Min, congratulations, my son. I am so happy. And Yoongi see. And Yoongi see Jimin is so excited. Jimin, come Hyung, cut the cake fast. It's looking so yummy, he said. And while saying the cake, Yoongi chuckled and she cut the cake. Jimin and his mom, and then Jimin. Yoongi, you plan all this for me? Jimin, yes, me and mom do. I have a surprise for you also, he said happily. Yoongi, and what was that? Jimin, I tell you later. Let's do the dinner. I'm hungry. Yoongi, alright, we do the dinner. Okay, so this is the last and second last text. After the dinner, they come in the room. Jimin Hyung, see your gift. He placed the box in front of him. Jimin, open your gift, he said, and Yoongi too. He sees so many chocolates, candies, biscuits, and all these things. Yoongi see Jimin is so happy. Yoongi, this is for me or for you? Jimin, we share. Young, see the chocolates. Yoongi, okay, we do. Thank you so much for this much cute gift. Jimin, no problem, Young, he said, and Jungi, you no need to give me gift. You are already gifting Hyung laughed. Jimin, really? He asked as his whole focus is on. He's playing with this. Jungi chuckled to see him. His spout and Jungi and this last in a last text Jungi. He said with about and gave him small. Yoongi chuckled to see him. Jimin, you go and fresh up and then we sleep. Yoongi nodded and he go. Jimin sit on the bed. He is watching reels when Yoongi phone ring. He for some time, but his phone is continuously ringing, so that's why he see the number. He make about and attend. Jimin, Hyung is not here. When he come, he call you. He sit cutely and place the phone on the side. But the phone again ring and he attend the call. He could speak, he heard the voice and his start to in and hope so you all like. If you like then subscribe and tell me in comments. Bye bye, take care of yourselves and I see you all in the next video soon. I mean tomorrow. Bye.